Everyone's talking, posting, broadcasting, proving themselves through noise. And you think that's how you win? Wrong. The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire and barely spoke. Epictetus changed philosophy while saying less than everyone around him. Silence isn't weakness, it's power. And if you master it, you'll dominate people who can't shut up. We live in a world that rewards noise. Social media celebrates constant self-promotion. Everyone thinks talking equals intelligence. Leadership means being loud. Success means being seen. All of that is backwards. The Stoics understood what modern culture forgot. Your words are one of the few things you actually control, which means speech is valuable, and most people are giving it away for free. When you talk constantly, your words become worthless. When you speak rarely, people listen. That's not theory, that's strategy. And here's why quiet people are winning while everyone else is just making noise. 1. Silence makes you intimidating. When you speak less, your words matter more. Simple math. People who fill every silence with chatter dilute everything they say. Nobody remembers what they said because they said too much. But the person who stays quiet, when they finally speak, the room stops. Everyone leans in, because they know if this person is talking, it must be important. You think authority comes from being loud. It doesn't. It comes from being selective. Talk less, mean more. 2. Quiet people see everything. While you're busy talking, you're missing everything. You're so focused on what you're going to say next that you don't notice what's actually happening. Quiet people aren't talking. They're watching. They hear the body language. They catch the tone shifts. They catch the lies. They spot the opportunities, and by the time you're done talking, they've already figured out the entire situation. Marcus Aurelius spent his life observing people. His private journal is full of notes on everyone around him, their flaws, their strengths, their patterns. He wasn't talking, he was learning. That's why he was unbeatable. You want an advantage? Stop broadcasting and start observing. 3. Quiet gives you emotional control. Here's what happens when you talk without thinking. You say something stupid, you react emotionally, you blow up, and now you look weak. Quiet people pause. Between something happening and them responding, there's space, and in that space, the emotion dies down and logic kicks in. They respond, they don't react. This is pure Stoicism. Control the pause, control the outcome. Talk immediately, lose control immediately. It's that simple. Over time, people notice you don't lose your temper. You don't say things you regret. You're steady. And that reputation opens doors that loud, emotional people will never see. 4. Quality over quantity. Not everything that can be said should be said. Most people don't understand this. They think every thought deserves to be spoken, so they fill the air with garbage. Quiet people filter. They only speak when they have something worth saying. And because they're selective, when they do talk, people actually listen. You talk all the time? Nobody cares what you say. You talk rarely. Suddenly everyone wants to know what you think. Stop contributing to the noise. Contribute substance or stay silent. 5. Deep work requires silence. Seneca said it perfectly. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. You can't master anything if you're constantly distracted by social interaction and noise. The quiet person who withdraws isn't avoiding life. They're choosing focus over distraction. While you're networking and socializing and building your brand, they're actually getting good at something. Deep work, the kind that builds real skill and creates real value, happens in silence, not in meetings, not in group chats, not on social media, in quiet, focused solitude. You want to be successful? Stop talking about what you're doing and go do it in silence. 6. Silence is a weapon. Here's something most people don't know. Silence makes people uncomfortable, and discomfort makes them weak. In negotiations, in conflicts, in tense situations, when you stop talking and just wait, the other person panics. They start filling the silence. They reveal more than they should. They make concessions they didn't need to make. You didn't say a word. You just waited, and they lost. Quiet people understand this. Silence creates pressure, and pressure breaks people. You think you need to talk to win? You need to shut up and let them lose themselves. 7. Internal validation makes you unstoppable. People who need constant validation are weak. Every setback destroys them because their motivation depends on other people's approval. No applause, they quit. Quiet people don't need applause. They're driven by internal standards. They know if they did good work. They don't need you to tell them. This makes them dangerous because you can't manipulate them with praise or criticism. Stoics operate on an inner scorecard. They're not seeking your approval. They're seeking to live according to their principles, and that independence makes them unstoppable. You need validation? You're controllable. You're self-sufficient? You're free. 8. Talking drains your energy. Every conversation costs mental energy. Every social performance, every explanation, every debate, it all drains you, and most of it is pointless. Quiet people conserve their energy. They're not wasting it on small talk, unnecessary meetings, or proving themselves to people who don't matter. They're saving it for what actually counts. Marcus Aurelius said you have power over your mind, not outside events. Talking constantly gives your mental energy to outside events. Staying silent keeps it for yourself. When pressure comes, when crisis hits, who's still sharp? The quiet person who hasn't been draining themselves with constant communication. Everyone else is already exhausted. 9. Few deep relationships beat many shallow ones. Quiet people don't have massive networks. They have a small number of real relationships. They invest deeply in a few people instead of spreading themselves thin across hundreds of superficial connections. Seneca said it clearly, quality over quantity, and he was right. When you actually listen instead of waiting for your turn to talk, you build real trust, real loyalty, real connection. Those deep bonds prove more valuable than 1,000 LinkedIn connections when you actually need something. Surface-level networks evaporate under pressure. Deep bonds hold. Stop collecting contacts, start building real relationships. 10. Results beat self-promotion. Here's the ultimate truth. While everyone else is talking about what they're going to do, quiet people are doing it. You're on social media announcing your goals. They're achieving theirs. You're explaining your vision. They're executing it. You're building your personal brand. They're building actual value. Marcus Aurelius said it, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Stop talking about what you're going to do and go do it quietly. Eventually, your results will speak for you, and they'll speak louder than any amount of self-promotion ever could. The person who delivers without fanfare becomes the most trusted, most valuable, most successful. Results can't be faked. Talk can. Choose which one you want to be known for. Let me be clear. Stoic silence isn't about being antisocial. It's not about refusing to communicate. It's about understanding that your words are tools, and tools should be used with precision, not thrown around carelessly. The Stoics taught we have control over very few things in life. Our words are one of them. Every time you speak without a purpose, you're giving away power. Every unnecessary comment, every complaint, every boast, you're weakening yourself. Most people talk themselves into irrelevance. They say so much that nothing they say matters. They're so busy proving themselves through words that they never prove themselves through action. Don't be most people. Be the person who speaks only when it serves a purpose. Be the person who listens while others talk themselves into corners. Be the person who uses silence as strategy while others use noise as cope. Success doesn't require being the loudest. It requires clarity, discipline, focus, and emotional control. Silence cultivates all of these. Noise destroys all of these. Next time you feel the urge to fill a silence, to prove yourself with words, to explain or defend or broadcast, pause. Ask yourself, does speaking serve my purpose or just my ego? That pause is where power lives. That choice to speak or stay silent
is where Stoic strength turns into actual success. The world is full of noise. Be the silence that cuts through it. Be the quiet force that everyone underestimates until it's too late. Be the person who wins while others are still talking about winning. Silence isn't empty. It's full of power you haven't learned to use yet. Start learning.